So, I want to talk to you today about a really great tool that I use both in my classroom and for e-learning. And this is the TED-ED platform. Uh, we've all heard of TED Talks. There's literally, millions of hours of great ideas that are being shared every day from these amazing speakers. Well, you may or may not have known that there's also a wing of TED called TED-Ed. And, TED-Ed is a really great platform, and they've got a really great website that provides lessons for teachers in various subjects. So when you go on to the ed.ted.com website, you're going to be able to discover these great lessons. So I've already gone into Discover. Here are the lessons here. And you can see there's all kinds of different types of lessons. And it's actually really great for, you know, all subjects. You can look down and see the subjects themselves that might interest you. Uh, as you can see from my search, I'm a history teacher, so I've got those things there. And I wanted to learn about Sparta, and so I can learn about Sparta. It just happens that I created this lesson. So the TED Ed lessons themselves are really good. The ones that are created by TED Ed are usually animated lessons. So with this lesson, I wrote the script for it. TED Ed animated it, and they've shared it with 3.8 million people. The lessons are usually made up of the same kinds of parts. They usually have a video for the students to watch. They will have a think section, which will have a mixture of multiple choice and content questions. Dig deeper, so that it will take you to an additional website, so you can get further information for your students. And finally, discuss. This is where you can get into some of those um, better questions about more argumentative writing and such. What I really love about this is, let's say you don't care for the lesson that I created, as apparently 713 people didn't. You can actually customize the lesson, which is good. It allows you to put your own spin or focus the learning how you want it to go on this platform. One last thing that's really great about this, before I'm going to show you how to make one of these lessons from scratch, is there is a discussion board on here. As you can see, people in the public have gone through and done the lesson. This is a really great tool for your classroom. When you create your own lesson or customize the lesson, it provides a unique link just to your discussion. So it's not shared with the public. It's something you have just in your classroom. So let's see what else they have here. This is what I really love here, is they allow you to create your own lesson. And this has kind of given me a really great opportunity to put some work in. And, let me show you my library here. I have over 120 lessons for my own classes. Some are drafted, as you can see here. I've got some drafts of lessons I'm working on. But my library, my published lessons, they're always here for me. I can edit them, I can share them. If I want to, I can delete them. So this has given me a lot of freedom to kind of handle a lot of topics that are very specific to my classes. Um, there's a great wide variety of these kinds of lessons that are there. The one thing I will say is this: if you want to be able to keep your lessons, you do need to create a TED Ed account, but they're always there for you. And I'll show you how to make one of these now. So creating a lesson is really easy. And there's going to be a link that's made available to you on a lesson that I made on how to make lessons. But starting here is how you do it. This is the first place. You want to start with the video you want to share. Now, in my experience, and I've been using TED Ed lessons since 2016, you want to make sure that the video is very much so time appropriate for your students. You can just go on YouTube, you can put in a URL, but let's say there's a topic that you would like to learn about. So let's just say you would like to learn about Batman. So you put it in, you get to see all of the different stuff that's here. Okay, so let's say this is the one I want. I can preview it in advance, see what I like. Okay, okay, this is the lesson I want to do. There it is. I just hit continue, and it's now applied to my lesson. Now, later on down the line, you can come in and edit and change the video. Let's say you find a better video that you like. That's great. You just change it here. It'll come up here. You can put in your new URL. You can also crop the video for just a specific point in time of that video. So this is what the launch page looks like. And this is where you can kind of build that work for your students. So here you can change the title. So usually you'll get the title from the video itself. So I just want to call it Batman the Animated Series. Let's begin. So you click on there, and this is going to basically be the place where you introduce your learning goals. So okay, so I just put that in there, and it's there for me. In the think section, this is where you can create your multiple choice. So you just have to make sure you put your answer. What's also really great about this is if the students try to do the multiple choice and they get it wrong, you can set up a hint for them. So there it is. It's studied stuff. And the video will go to that place for them. Okay. As you can see down here, each time that I make an update to a section, it is actually saving. So you never lose it. So um, I'm just going to throw something in here. So we have an answer. My lesson has already saved that multiple choice question. I don't have to worry about losing it. Here's where you can put, I usually put a content question here. So the students have that. Okay. Now, that's kind of a usually focused on the video, but you can use it again for whatever you want. That's what's great about these lessons. Highly, highly customizable. In terms of dig deeper, this is where you will give your students the websites you want them to use. Now, um, I always like a good lead in. This is just a short one, of course. As you saw in the Sparta one, I gave a little bit more. You click on a word, you can insert a URL here. So I'm going to just put DC Comics in there, and they have that there. Okay. You can put as many as you want to fit in there. What's also really great is, you can put in an image. So you want to just find that image. I found an image I want to use. It puts it in there. You can put graphs in there. You can put charts in there, whatever it is you'd like to use. And you just go down and put another term in there. And again, just put your other website in, save it. That's saved. The discuss section here, this is where I really use the TED-Ed lessons for. I like to get the students to answer these questions for me. These are those more argumentative paragraph writing type answers. This is something I do get them to submit. Now, little piece of advice. I learned this very early on using this platform. I have them not answer the discuss questions in the lesson. Reason why, student waits to the last minute, they can see everybody's answers. They can then just kind of cut and paste. So I usually have them submit this to me either on EDSB or D2L. So you ask that question. And if you want to, you can insert a link in here. Okay, so you can put that link in there again. Again, you can, I forgot to mention this, but you can, obviously you can bold it, you can underline it, and you're good to go. You can put as many of these discuss questions as you want. So I usually leave it at about 3, but again, customizable to your needs. And finally, this is a really kind of great area uh, to kind of bring out those learning goals again. Or you can put in a task for your students. And then that way they have it. So when you've got it all done, you just publish that lesson. Now, before I publish, I always come here, make the lesson customizable. That way in future you can change it. I always don't require students to use TED-Ed accounts, but I highly recommend you get your students to get a TED-Ed account. That way the work is always saved for them. Okay, so they can work on this over a couple of days. I always stress to the students, I don't see their email or anything. There has been some issues in the past with students using their board email. The website doesn't accept it. So I always say use your personal email. And again, we as teachers don't get to see that personal email here. We only see the lesson when they submit it. So you save that, you hit publish, okay, and then you can share your lesson. There's your link to your lesson. If you want to send it to yourself, you can send it to yourself. But then here it is. That lesson is always on my dashboard. And again, if I want to edit it, it brings me in here. I can fix it. Um, so this has been a really valuable tool. If you're going to be away for a day at school, you can leave one of these lessons if your students have access to a Chromebook. Students can work on this at home. Obviously, this has been highly adaptable for me. For an e-learning situation, the fact that I can create these lessons, it's kind of a great way for a day's work. I've used these for online seminars where students were given the material. Again, you can really kind of guide that learning. So for example, here's one where I found a video online that I liked. On this one, you see I didn't use think. You don't have to. I have my dig deeper here, and I didn't have a discussion for this one. Okay, so here I had the task that I was telling you about that I wanted them to do. Um, let's go back here and just show you another one. So this is one that I used for a seminar for a grade 12U class. Again, I had my dig deeper. I really controlled everything. I was able to put maps in. I put a little Shakespeare in. And here I gave them 4 discuss questions, which they submitted to me. And they also then had a discussion as a seminar group meeting online. So if, TED-Ed is great, play with the site. Just go take a look at the lessons that they offer. It is very highly diversified here. So, if you want to look at some of the stuff for psychology, let's say that you are a math teacher, you can look at algebra. They've got some stuff there for you. Um, you won't regret it. Once you really kind of get going with this website, you'll find that there are other things there for you. One last thing that's kind of really cool, and again, I'm gonna just show you something that I did here. If you create a lesson on TED-Ed and they really like it, they will actually feature you as what they call best of web. This was a lesson I created for my grade 10 class, and TED has featured it on their site. And as you can see, 2.3 people have used my lesson here, and I've got some great little discussion questions. Now, again, when TED uses it, people outside can respond. So whenever I want to use it for class, I've just customized it, and my customized lesson is simply in my collection. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help. As I said, I'll provide a link for a lesson that I created on how to make a lesson. Good luck and have fun. Trust me, you're going to love using these lessons. Have a great day.